All right. All right. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha Kodash. I want to give double honors to my elder apostles, to my elder bishops, and to my elder teachers of Great Millstone that ruled well, which taught me this truth for the true leaders of Israel today, and also peace, love, blessings, and salutations unto the elect. All right, shalom. Shalom to the very few sisters that listen and follow this truth in sincerity. Shalom to you sisters, to you Akwaf out there. And also shalom to the Israelite foreigners out there as well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Shalom, man. And, I wanted to go into this new pestilence, okay? And the way it's looking and the way that the media is picking up on it, this may be the next C99, so to speak, man. The next demic, okay? And I remember the gates of hell, right? Old Billy. I remember he said, if the first one doesn't get your attention, the next one will. So this may be that next one, because ultimately it's going to be a lockdown, right? This devil, he's at his end, man. Okay, and he's trying to do everything he can to prolong his blessing that was given unto him. When you read Genesis, the 27th chapter, real quick, I'll grab it real quick. Genesis 27 and verse 39. Let's start at verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Now, the point that I wanted to bring out is Esau was blessed, okay, with the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, ultimately going into him having dominion over the entire planet Earth, okay? And ultimately, that's the same blessing that we have, except we're going to have it forever. And as for Esau, the Lord only gave him this power for an appointed time, right? And now he's at the end of that said appointed time for him to rule, right? When you go to Job 14 and 5, and it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So this devil is not going to be able to prolong his rulership, okay? No matter how hard he's trying to prolong it, he won't be able to. So ultimately, he's about to come with that wrath, man. Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, right? The devil being the Edomite, right? These top wicked, beginning with these top wicked banking elite families, man. Okay, the ones that fund both sides of every war, the ones that create these, pandemics, okay, for power and for financial gain, profit, so on and so forth, man. Okay, these so-called wicked elite banking families, right, like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the Gettys, the DuPont, so on and so forth. Ultimately, they are the ones that are directly benefiting from the blessing that I just read in Genesis, the 27th chapter, the blessing that was given unto them through Isaac, which we understand for the more, seasoned Akim out there, we understand through reincarnation that Isaac ultimately is Yahweh Shai. Okay, now that's a topic for another day, but ultimately these devils are living out that blessing. So as I said, these wicked elite banking families, the ones that have all the power, they are the ones that are directly benefiting from the blessing that was given unto Esau from Isaac, and they're trying to prolong their blessing. Okay, they're trying to establish themselves and ultimately have a new world order under Satan. But Yahweh Shai is getting ready to, he's already in the process of stopping this devil in his tracks. Okay, so he's about to come down with his great wrath. I'm going to read Revelation 12:12 once again, and then I'm going to get into the article. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, and the angels are rejoicing, man, because ultimately Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, right, is bringing forth these prophecies as he said they would do. Okay, and also Yahweh Shai is getting ready to be sent back onto the planet Earth, man. So we're living in some beautiful times. Okay, the Lord is doing all of this for us, the Israelites, beginning with the elect, which I hope and pray that I'm of that number. Okay, so this devil, he knows his time is short. Okay, the prophets are back on the highways and byways, prophesying, calling them out, exposing them. Okay, this devil, he's in straits, as it says in Job 20th chapter. Let's start at verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Ultimately, these devils are greedy, right? And that greed is going to ultimately be their downfall. You see how they go into these other countries whenever they find a certain natural resource that they can utilize for profit. They ultimately take down that country, right? They can set up economic hitmen to take that country out, set up a puppet government, right? First, the propaganda goes out. They'll say that, this country, they're full of terrorists, and ultimately we got to stop them. Y'all know how the rhetoric goes, man. Y'all know how, Esau, he uses the same playbook, okay? And ultimately they'll do that. They can stage a coup or whatever, and ultimately take out that government. You just see what happened in Venezuela when they ultimately went and kidnapped Maduro. I believe that's his name. The former president of Venezuela, which technically is still the president, but whatever. That's how these devils get down. Okay. So, as I was saying, greed is ultimately going to be this devil's downfall. Okay, that's why it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, right? If you overeat, right, you may have a meal and it's a pretty decent meal that tastes good and all of that. But let's say that once you're full, you're still ultimately enjoying the taste of that food, right? Which ultimately, when it comes to food, we're supposed to eat to survive. We're supposed to eat to live, not live to eat, right? You have some people, just because something tastes good, they'll tend to overeat, so on and so forth. But anyways, when it comes to this devil, he's about to ultimately not feel quietness in his belly. Like I was saying, if you overeat, you tend to once you're full, let's say that you continue to eat, eventually your stomach will hurt, right? You'll get pains in your stomach because you've overeaten. Okay, you won't feel quietness in your belly. So that's what is about to happen to this devil. Okay, it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. And ultimately, what does this devil desire? trying to establish himself as the Most High. Okay, trying to make a name for himself and establish his new world order under Satan in wickedness. But the Lord is not going to allow that to happen. Okay, like he says in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me go to that real quick. Right in Isaiah the 14th chapter. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. So this is Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the heavenly Father. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So this devil ultimately is trying to establish himself as the Most High. That's why this devil is trying to see up all the masses of the people that he has in subjection, especially us, the Israelites, right? Which 2/3 they're going to do it, right? They're going to take the MOTB, but not the elect, all right? But ultimately, as I said, this devil is trying to replace the Heavenly Father and try to make it seem like he's the Most High. Okay, so if we go back to Job 20 and 21, verse 20, when it says, he shall not save of that which he desires. He desires to ultimately be worshipped as a God, as the Most High. That's why this devil is always trying to downplay the Heavenly Father and the scriptures and so on and so forth. Right? That's what he desires. But the Lord is not going to allow him to get what he wants, what he desires. Verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Verse 22 being the point. As a matter of fact, I'm going to continue to read on down to verse 25. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So this devil is trying to establish himself. He's trying to establish his new world order under Satan, but he's in straits, right? The people are exposing him. First and foremost, the prophets, we're exposing them, right? These are truthers. That's why you had all of those scientists getting knocked off because they was about to expose this devil, but he's already exposed, and he's going to continue to be exposed. So right now, that's a part of his great wrath as well. He's trying to ultimately get rid of so-called free speech, which ultimately he's trying to come against the prophets, right? You see what happened to Alex Jones. Pretty much they shut him down, which he's controlled opposition anyways, right? Someone else too, but yeah, definitely they shut down Alex Jones, and ultimately they're going to come after us, man. They're going to clean the internet of our videos, which is going to lead to Amos, the 8th chapter, going into the famine of hearing the word. Okay. All of these prophecies are unfolded right before our very eyes, man, because this devil, he can't hide anymore. He's exposed. Okay, he's in straits. So he's trying to establish himself, but he's not able. He has problems. He's in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he is about to fill his belly, right? That's what he's doing. The Lord is going to allow him to somewhat establish his new world order to a degree, but he's not going to fully be able to establish it. He's going to be able to taste it. Right, he's going to be able to, to chip a large amount of people, have his way, so to speak. But the Lord is not going to fully allow him to enjoy it. When he is about to fill his belly, the Heavenly Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see, he shall flee from the iron weapon. This is talking about those ICBM missiles, nuclear missiles, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, right? So that's what's about to happen. Let's keep reading, man, because all of this is good. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. So the Lord has terrors coming upon this devil and his kingdom, his rulership. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity. And that's what's happening. This devil is being exposed on a large scale, revealing all of his atrocities and his iniquities. And the earth shall rise up against him. So everybody is coming up against him. That's why these devils have something called critical race theory. It's okay to be white. White lives matter, or blue lives matter, whatever they used to say. I think they say white lives matter. They're playing that victim role. Okay. They're going around trying to say that everybody's coming against them, so on and so forth. Basically, they're the new niggas. Okay. So everybody is rising up against this devil because ultimately he's that fugitive, going all the way back to Cain, right? He's that fugitive who's been on the run, and now he's finally being caught. Okay. So let's go into this real quick. So it says the Hanta, VIRUS, being monitored in the U.S. Latest on cruise ship. So you got this cruise ship, and there's this pestilence that is claiming the lives of certain people, and ultimately I can see it, growing. Man, I truly believe that they're about to push this as the next demic. It says officials in the United States are monitoring Americans who traveled on the cruise ship at the center of the anti-VIRUS outbreak that has caused 3 unalivings. These Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC and Prevention, said in May the 6th news release that the State Department is leading a coordinated whole-of-government response and is in contact with passengers and health authorities around the world. Going down, 8 people who traveled on the MV Hondias, a cruise ship traveling in the Atlantic Ocean, run by Netherlands-based operator Oceanwide Expeditions, have been linked to the outbreak so far. 3 people have been unalived. The World Health Organization said the particular, and none of this is medical information. All right, I'm just ultimately just reading this article and using it for edification purposes only. Okay. It says, so the WHO said the particular strain has been confirmed as the Andes VIRUS, which is believed to spread from person to person. Okay. So it says, is it in the U.S.? Residents in at least 3 U.S. states who traveled on the